Manny's a generational, talented fighter. Like, he's accomplished what no other fighter is ever going to accomplish. Again, but I don't feel like, he did it on his own.
Watching Floyd fight is actually more my style of that perfect boxer. That's when I do a pound-for-pound ranking, I'm trying to be objective. Pacquiao jumped more weight classes. What he did pound for pound to me was more impressive.
Hard work first. Do it quick. Your mind, your heart, your focus. Let's go.
Speed fades, but Floyd's power, skill, and flawless record don't. He doesn't need to be the fastest in the ring anymore. He just needs to be the smartest. And when it comes to that, nobody comes close. The victory, still his to take.
Speed, you may lose athleticism, but that power gonna still be there. Look at George Foreman.
Right.
Max Kellerman puts Pacquiao above Mayweather, and he has the receipts. The career resume, the fights taken, the risks, Manny's done more. And even after years out of the ring, he came back and still delivered. That says everything.
Isn't going broke. So if he is, that he makes all the money in the world for a Pacquiao fight and rides off into the sunset a rich man, I wish him the best.
I want to fight somebody. I don't care about the money and all that.
Who you want him to fight?
That's not good with Pacquiao. Pacquiao just drew with Barrios.
And you see what he look like?
Yeah, because they're not on that level anymore.
So what do you think's going to happen here, though? What do we think's going to happen in Mayweather-Pacquiao? Are you interested in it? Is it a good fight?
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Watch it. The first one was awful, but now they're 50 years old. Let's see it.
Nicholas Irving believes the moment has passed. A Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch today just doesn't carry the same excitement. That fight had its time, and that time was over a decade ago. The buzz simply isn't there anymore.
Yesterday, today is his birthday. He just turned 49.
Okay. I mean, granted, Pacquiao and Floyd are still better than a lot of fighters out that are active right now. That's how good they were in their prime, and that's the dedication they had to the sport. But, like, again, no one asked for a Floyd-Pacquiao fight, part 2. We've already watched the first one. And I think that first one should have happened way before in his career. Way before that fight, back when they were both, hungry dogs and not hopping around trying to do this fight to keep a whatever record. Pacquiao's my guy too, but I just don't have a desire to watch these two go back at it again. I saw the first one, and it was just like every other Floyd fight after he broke his hand.
Joe Rogan tells Jim Lampley straight, Pacquiao's power is on another level. 8 weight classes, all dominated. That kind of record doesn't exist anywhere else in boxing. It's truly one of a kind.
It's power through 8 weight classes. That is just wild. Like, what other fighter can you name that went through 8 different weight classes as a world champion?
I can't. None. No.
Jim Lampley breaks it down. Power punching isn't just brute force, it's a science, and Pacquiao doesn't have to think about it. He just does it, naturally and precisely, every single time.
Power punching is not a physical gift. Power punching is a science. Power punching is the product of real technical knowledge. Power punching is about footwork, weight shift, the angle at which you deliver the punch, all sorts of things not directly related to your strength or quote.
Even at this stage, Pacquiao isn't slowing down. He believes boxing has nothing to do with age. It comes down to desire, skill, and how hard you're willing to work. And on all 3, he still shows up fully.
Boxing for 4 years. It's good for me, for my body, because I've been I started boxing when I was young, so good for my body to rest for 4 years, and then now I come back. I feel like I'm, the passion, the fire in my eyes, to work hard, like that, is still there.
Getting back in the gym does something to Pacquiao. The training, the routine, the grind, it brings him alive again. His confidence rises, his focus sharpens, and suddenly he has a clear sense of where he's headed.
It's a good thing for me that I have rest. I have time to rest for the longest time in my career. It help a lot for my body and my mind, relaxing. And this time around, I am so excited and feeling like I'm young.
Do you feel you have something to prove in this fight, Manny? I know you've accomplished so much, but do you feel you personally, you want to show something to the world or prove something?
Oh yeah, it's a challenge that they might think that oh, Manny's career is over and he's old like that. So something wrong that I need to prove it, and I'm not done yet.
Freddie Roach, Manny's trainer, is confident. A rematch against Floyd is winnable. The first fight didn't show the real Pacquiao. This time, with nothing holding him back, the full picture finally comes out.
Turn back the clock maybe 5 years. It looked like he was quicker, sharper, more explosive than I've seen him since pre-Floyd Mayweather fight.
I do agree with you, and he gave up his killer instinct a lot by he didn't want to hurt his opponents, and all he had to do was beat them. And after losing a couple bad decisions, that kind of went away a little. Finally.
So did you see a little more killer instinct?
Definitely, yeah. In this training camp, it was. Even in his last fight, it was a little more. He's shown a little bit more each fight, and then in this.
Manny is locked in. No distractions, no divided attention. Boxing has his full focus now. It's the only thing on his mind.
I miss the sport I love since when I was young, and after, but it's good for me because when I rest 4 years, like my body is still okay, and then I keep on, even though I hung up my gloves, but I always work out, playing basketball.
Oh, you do still?
Yeah, work out, playing basketball, gym, and badminton, like that. So, because my house is, I have my own gym, so
that's good.
I can work out, basketball, badminton, like that, doing like that.
What did Freddie Roach say when you called him and said, Freddie, we're gonna fight again? What did he say to you? Remember?
Yeah, he's happy. He's just observing me, and then he saw my speed, my movement, like that still.
In training camp, Manny looks sharp. The speed is there, the movement is clean, and the reflexes are firing fast. Everything about him screams explosive and ready.
Samahan natin sa laban niya.
Ang isang nag-undergo ng training ay hindi lamang po ito para sa ibang tao o para sa kanino man, kundi para din sa ating sarili. We undergo training because we want to learn more and we want to improve ourselves.
Manny is back and means business. This time, no injuries, no distractions, no excuses, just pure preparation. Every punch and every movement in training has a purpose, building speed and power the right way. His mindset is locked in. The rematch against Floyd is about skill, timing, and smart execution. He's training hard, but training smart, protecting his body while pushing his limits. Each day, he shows up with intensity. His legacy matters, and he's making sure every session counts.
The time comes, like, comes to my mind, my heart, like, busy, tired. Then forget about boxing. There, right? But as long as you have passion, dedication.
You still have fire, yeah.
Yes, of course, of course. But look at your body also. Sometimes your mind is active, but your body
is Mine stopped a long time ago.
So that's why I'm trying.
Nicholas Irving makes a simple point. If this fight was meant to happen, it should have happened 11 years ago. That was the moment. Both fighters were at their best, and the whole boxing world was watching and waiting. It never came together then, and now, a decade later, the excitement just isn't the same. Irving sees the current push for a rematch as more of a show than a real fight, built for spectacle, not significance. To him, the timing says it all. This feels like a business move, not a historic moment.
It just, beating up, Mike Tyson and the whole Pacquiao thing, just like no one asked for it.
No, and in terms of the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight, I'm with you, and I am a boxing fan. When they fought the first time, it was 5 years too late.
Exactly.
It's been 11 years since that first fight.
Damn. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like a legit 11 year. I think they fought somewhere 2016, maybe 2015, 2016. This is the fight nobody asked for.
Yeah.
And if y'all didn't make that fight worth watching when you were 11 years.
Sean Porter keeps it straightforward. This fight means less than it looks. For Floyd, Porter says, it comes down to money. It always has. Floyd's whole career has been built around the big payday, the jets, the lifestyle, the spectacle. Every major decision he's made in boxing had a price tag attached to it. So Manny stepping in? Porter sees it as just another opportunity for Floyd to cash in, nothing more.
See a fighter retire and then come back. Don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter is broke. Don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter don't know what else to do with their lives. Understand that that fighter has put in countless hours and days and years, upwards to the 30 and 40. And when that person says, I'm going back to work, that's essentially what they're doing. They're just going back to work. Can't be too mad at it.
I think the main thing, I don't know how much people are mad and hate Manny, but Floyd's whole persona was, I print money. I'm bigger than the dollar.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I got a private jet. I got a house here, mansion here. Everything was money, 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 money. And people watch Floyd for majority of his career for him to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you lost all that money. People just want to see him
Right.
Floyd lose because of the persona he built up. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Porter goes further. A real rematch was never on Floyd's radar. After the first fight, Mayweather proved his point, walked away, and never looked back. Now, years later, the only thing bringing this fight back is the money. Not a score to settle, not a rivalry to finish, just the business opportunity. The curiosity around these two still sells, and Floyd knows exactly how to capitalize on that. Manny's involvement gets fans excited, but according to Porter, the real motivation sits entirely with Mayweather and his ability to turn moments into paydays.
Forced at almost 50 years old to come out of retirement to jeopardize his own, which he never really wanted to jeopardize. He never wanted to give Pacquiao his rematch. I beat him.
Yeah.
I walked away in his mind and with a record to back it up. It's an art. He has a seat at the table of the greatest who ever did it. I don't think he ever wanted to jeopardize it. And so if you're coming back having to jeopardize it when you didn't really want to, and people could argue it's not jeopardized, he'll always be Pacquiao 7 days a week and all that. That's a different dynamic.
I don't think a rematch was needed at the time either.
Well, it's not needed now.
Yeah, but that back then,
Yeah, it's not needed now. So I think there's a difference though between, I'm fighting for money. Yes, I'm still in my prime or close to it. I can still operate at the highest level, and I'm coming back because I owe people money and I need to get back.
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri break it down. Even at age 47, Pacquiao's punches still land with real weight. Malignaggi puts it simply, they feel like bricks, fast and forceful at the same time. Most fighters rely on speed alone. Pacquiao adds snap to it, and that combination still does damage regardless of age. Looking back at the Mario Barrios fight, both analysts noticed something. After 4.5 years out of the ring, Pacquiao still threw hard. The explosive pop of his prime wasn't fully there, but the power wasn't gone either. Malignaggi also pointed out that Barrios made it easier. He only throws punches from a set position, which gave Pacquiao a more predictable target and made his shots look even more effective than they might have been against a busier opponent.
Keith Thurman Pacquiao has bricks in his gloves. Like they're just
He was
hard.
different at 47, even 40, even at 40, he had that snap.
No, I know the snap. The difference is so I always said this about Pacquiao. But like, how's he punch? I mean, I'll make you punch is good. He's very, very fast, but also at the end of that is a brick. Because you can be really fast. You hit somebody with a feather. It's not, it'll get you reactive. No, he hits you. It's like boom, whoa. And again, I'm not the only person who says it. Thurman said the same thing. Another guy that he fought way older. And at 147.
But it wasn't the Pacquiao that, again, the way he looked against Barrios was very different, man. He was pushing his punch. I never saw him push out punches because he couldn't generate the speed and the snap.
Also never saw him at their 4.5.
Algieri and Malignaggi also touched on what age really does to a boxer. Coming back after years out of the ring, even someone like Pacquiao can't fully replicate the snap and burst he had in his 20s and 30s. That's just the reality. But the force is still there, the placement is still sharp, and that speaks to how technically gifted he truly is. The conversation then shifted to legacy. A rematch with Mayweather would be compelling, but both analysts agreed it matters more to the fighters than to anyone else. The public will debate it, but at its core, it's a personal statement, a final chapter each man wants to write on his own terms. The bigger takeaway is clear. Pacquiao's power hasn't completely left, his boxing mind is still working, and his legacy stands firm even at this stage of his career.
Snap your punches, if you come back at 30 years old from 20 years old, But 47, he wasn't snapping no punches.
He threw him hard enough because Barrios didn't do anything.
Barrios sucks. He doesn't throw any punches.
Barrios not going to throw punches because
Barrios also has to set himself the way he wants to set himself, put his hands in a certain position, his feet in a certain position, and then he throws punches. Like he basically announces to the whole world, hey, okay, I'm going to throw a punch now. So, it's not the same thing. There was no reaction from Barrios because Barrios won't react unless he's in a set position to punch. He will not punch unless he's in any other position. So yeah, sometimes Pacquiao's hands can put him out of position. Barrios will have a punch out of when he's out of position. He's just not that kind of guy.
This idea too, and you brought it up about Pacquiao saying, "I'm going to give him that L. This is going to carry that. He's going to carry this with him the rest of his life." Is legacy secure at this point?
Yeah.
If Mayweather loses, should he, which is certainly possible.
Dan Raphael makes it clear. This fight didn't come together by chance. The September 19th date at the Sphere in Las Vegas was carefully planned, with both fighters' schedules lined up deliberately to make it work. The timing gives both men enough room to prepare properly, while keeping fans on the edge of their seats. And the venue choice says everything about the ambition behind this event. The Sphere isn't just a boxing arena, it's a statement. This is being built as a spectacle, something far bigger than a typical fight night.
In an exhibition bout, also probably in April, but in a different location. And it sets them up on the same time schedule where if they're going to do a rematch, September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fact that Netflix is doing it is not surprising at all. That's always been what they've been talking about doing. I think both fighters and everybody involved understands that it's one thing when everybody wanted to see the fight in 2015, he put it on pay-per-view and it's going to be a blockbuster, which it was. They charged $100 for the pay-per-view, the biggest price ever for a pay-per-view. And it set every conceivable record that you could think of in terms of gate, boxing, pay-per-view buys, overall revenue, the sponsorships, the merchandise. You pick a metric and it broke the record. That would not be the case now, 11 years down the road. Since they first fought in 2015. So they needed somebody to put up big money, and it really fits the profile of what Netflix is trying to do.
Raphael also highlights Netflix's involvement, and it makes perfect sense. The platform has a pattern of backing big, attention-grabbing events, and this fight fits right into that. Unlike traditional pay-per-view, Netflix brings a global audience that goes well beyond the usual boxing crowd. With two legends like Pacquiao and Mayweather, the hype practically builds itself. The names alone guarantee media coverage and worldwide attention. But Raphael is clear, this is as much a business move as it is a boxing match. The date, the venue, the streaming platform, every piece was chosen to maximize money and visibility. Put it all together, and this fight stops being just a sporting event. It's designed to be a cultural moment, something that transcends boxing and lands in the broader conversation around entertainment and history.
I want to do big events, and whatever you want to say about it, maybe not for guys like me or you who are involved in doing boxing-related stuff on a daily basis, but for the regular person that's scrolling through Netflix to see what's on a weekend night. They're going to look and say, oh, Mayweather, Pacquiao, I know those guys. They're as famous as any boxers in the world. And if it doesn't cost me any extra money and I'm just paying my normal subscription, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's going to do big numbers. That's why Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson did the numbers it did. And that's why You know, we saw them be interested in a fight like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua and the other events that they have done. Tyson Fury's come back as they try to, you know, build up more in the UK. And this is going to be the same situation. They put out a lot of money to do the fight, but not as much as what obviously they generated in 2015. And, you know, it'll be a big event, but how much of a fight it will be, who the heck?
That's all for today. Stay tuned.